Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Nathan Fox, that's Ben Olson. We're the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. We got an email here from Connor.
Hello, I'm a 2.75 UGPA and a 174 LSAT. Okay, that's a splitter. I graduated college 6 years ago. Soon afterward, I became a licensed CPA while working for a national public accounting firm where I've been employed for the past 5 years. Playing around with my LSAT score using the LSAT Demon Scholarship Estimator, I only began to note substantial changes to the odds of receiving a scholarship at the T10 to T15 schools when I raised to a 178, 180.
Yeah, because your grades are terrible.
Yeah, so
It's not surprising, yeah.
You really have to be at a high LSAT score, and you can't be in the top 10. You're gone. You're out for them.
Almost always, yeah. I mean, there are going to be very rare exceptions, but I said very rare, not.
But so me?
So not you, probably. Yeah. Okay.
I want to work as a corporate attorney at a firm in the 500 plus lawyer staffing band.
Okay. Big law.
That's big law, yeah. Looking at the most recent NALP reports for law schools outside T20, I noted that the graduate placement at the large firms becomes pervasively slim.
Yeah, Matt Dumont just went. He said straight up, big law is not an option at my school. He's at Maryland. I don't know what Maryland is exactly ranked, but he's like, it ain't happening at my school.
Yeah.
So it is. I don't think that's actually technically correct because I think that there's always going to be like a 1% type of a thing happening where if you're literally the valedictorian of your school. I mean, I remember the valedictorian of Southwestern Law School going straight into a big law job that paid $200-something thousand. But I mean, the dude was literally the valedictorian of the school.
Well, what do you think Rachel Gezersay would say? Right?
She'd say you can do anything. All you got to do is just pound the pavement. Which is, I think that's also true, but like most people aren't like 2% of the hustler that Rachel Gezersay is.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you bought Rachel Gezersay's book and you actually committed to doing everything that it says in the book, then she's, by the way, an adjunct professor at Southwestern Law School. Anyway.
Yeah. So, okay, they are pervasively slim. I'm aware that the school ranking, wherever I may choose to enroll, will serve to make the journey toward my ultimate goal of finding a large law firm placement more or less difficult, but not impossible. Defining, quote, best as the school with the highest percentage of graduates employed at a firm with 500 plus attorneys, I would like to go to the best possible school for the least amount of cash out of pocket. I'm 30, getting married, and the timing of having kids has moved from the brainstorming phase to the let's agree in no uncertain terms phase. All right. Therefore, this process would likely be better begun sooner than later.
Really? I mean, you'd have to explain that to me.
Yeah. I mean, my first kid was while I was in law school.
And you're a dude. I mean, women go to law school pregnant. Like, it happens.
Yeah.
It's maybe not optimal, but it happens. I mean, you're gonna, God, if you're gonna do this, you are going to make law the center of your life, right? You don't practice in big law.
You're gonna go to a firm. Yeah, what are the hours there? 20 hours, 2,000 hours a year minimum.
Who gives a fuck about your wife and kids? I mean, the firm doesn't give a shit. They are going to care about your billable hours, and that's it.
I told you the story about my friend, right, who needed time to manage family and law firm.
Okay.
And he told his managing partner or whoever was above him, some partner at the firm, and the response was, would $30,000 help?
Right. Right, yeah.
He's like, I just need more time at home. And they're like, would $30,000 do the trick?
Right.
That's how they operate.
Right. Yeah. They need to squeeze maximum value out of they're already making a huge investment in you. And if $30,000 means that you then don't actually have to go home because you can hire a nanny or a housekeeper or whatever it is,
Yeah.
then that's what they're going to do. But the answer is never going to be, by all means. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, take off at 5.
You should be
get
out of here.
man.
What are you doing here at 5:15 p.m.?
I'll pick up your slack. What?
Yeah, that's not a thing. So, boy, you're getting married and you want to have kids. You're going to have this is going to be a big trade-off here. And there's not, I don't think there's really like a compromise. It's just kind of like,
I mean, here's a deeper question for you. Why do you want to go to a firm with 500 plus attorneys?
because he wants to make a lot of money. I think there's just that's the only answer to that question. No one ever wants to do this for any reason other than money.
Okay, well, on that point, right, you realize, Connor, right, you are an accountant. You've probably heard the study. If you make less than $60,000 a year, your life is challenging. But once you make over $60,000, the marginal benefit of each additional dollar drops astronomically.
Yeah.
And I think once you get over like 150, it's...
Well, I want to push back a little bit. I just recently read a headline. I don't think I dug into it very deeply, but I read something that suggested that number might be a little bit suspect and that the number actually might be a little higher.
Oh, so well, it's probably old, right? So it's from a study probably like 20 years ago.
So it could
maybe
be,
it's 100,000 now or something, right?
Maybe even more. Yeah. I mean, I get it.
But it's not you don't need to make millions.
No.
That's what
right.
And that's what a 500 plus attorneys firm is, right? You're going up, you're becoming partner, you're buying in for what? I don't know, 2 million, 5 million, and then you're bringing home bank every year. But that money isn't buying you happiness. So
yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not going to disagree with that. Money can make a lot of things easier. It can certainly make having kids easier. But you know that you got to be honest with your family. You got to understand, Connor, that dad ain't going to be around.
Tell your wife now before you get married so that the expectations are set. Like, this is what I want to do. You understand, honey? And so,
I'm going to be in the office 80 hours a week.
Are you cool with that?
Yeah. Yeah. 80 to 100 hours a week that you're going to be in the office.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
easily.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. There's, if you're choosing that lifestyle, then yeah, you're going to be dad who makes a lot of money, and the family's going to live in a nice house and you're going to drive nice cars and stuff. But you
won't see dad that often.
Yeah, you're gonna have a nanny, and you're gonna have fancy cars and shit. But you're not gonna have dad, really, not in the house.
Not even on vacation. Don't they? Oh, we'll hang out on vacations. Yeah, you'll be on your computer a lot of the time. Anyway, as it relates to investing the additional time to raise my LSAT score to a 178 plus on a second attempt, would you pursue this if you were in my shoes?
What was the first attempt? 174.
174 on record, right? Is that on record?
Seems like. Yeah. I mean, if your practice tests indicate that you are capable of better than a 174, and if you're serious about big law, then yeah, you should invest whatever it takes to get your score above a 174. Because 174 with a terrible GPA isn't doing it for you at the schools that you want to, if you really want to do that, if we haven't yet talked you out of this idea that big law is where you want to be, then yeah, you need a better LSAT. I mean, just consider it the beginning of your miserable life working 80 hours a week.
It's a small sacrifice compared to all the sacrifices you're going to make in the years to come.
It's a small sacrifice compared to law school, let alone actual big law practice, which, law school pales in comparison to big law, and the LSAT pales in comparison to law school.
Yeah.
So this is the tip of a fucking giant iceberg.
Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely. If this is really the path that you want to go down, then yeah, you need better than a 174 probably.
Connor, I hope we talk you out of it.
No shit. Really? Yeah. No one should do this. You really shouldn't. Like, you're going to be an alcoholic and get a divorce.
Yes, I was thinking about this. You know how we always talk about these debt horror stories so that people start to realize, oh, like this could actually happen to me.
Yeah.
I think we don't know as much about the alcoholic, divorced, lonely, rich as fuck, but fucked up health-wise too, attorneys that are out there. I mean, there are some who are living it up and they enjoy it and they can't imagine doing anything different. But for the vast majority of them, it's a shit path, especially if you end up washing out, right? So you don't even get to that big payload. Those are the people who are probably happy. You get this kind of big payload, but then you get kicked out or you become of counsel. So you don't have ownership. You're getting a big ass salary. I don't know. Like there's just so many paths that this can go down. And a lot of them aren't great.
No, because it's essentially it's not a Ponzi scheme, but it is a pyramid structure where the money goes to the top and the shit goes to the bottom. So like you're going to be there making $210,000 a year in your first year, and you're going to be getting shit on by absolutely everybody in the entire firm. And they're going to encourage you to spend money. They're going to encourage you to have drug problems, alcohol problems. It's this big, like, flashy lifestyle to try to hide the fact that you're in the office for a fucking 100 hours a week. And all for what? All so that you can make 200 grand now and have this slim chance of becoming partner someday and making millions. It's not even a good way to make money. No. Like if you're a young person coming to me going, hey, how do I make six figures? I would never suggest law. That'd be the last thing I'd be like, what are you good at? I mean, the best way to make money in the United States is to start a business. Mm-hmm. I mean, just like no brainer. Like you need to start a business if you really want to make money. And that, this like, no, but that's too risky. So I'm going to go down this big law path. Fuck, talk about risk.
Yeah.
I mean, now you're investing 3 years of your life making no money, plus whatever you pay in tuition, plus putting your family and your health at risk while you work 80 hours a week or 100 hours a week for your first 3-5 years so that you can be part of this up or out culture where they're just, it's a fact. I mean, half the people who do it burn out.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I agree. I really hope we talked you out of it.
Thanks for writing in. Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.